Hello everyone, and welcome back to the next episode of Transport Fever 2 Island Mode, where in the last episode we got the final towns connected with this pretty bonkers train line, to be honest. It is a bit wild. Probably wasn't particularly cheap to build, but it's the sort of thing you can do when you're at this point in the series. So, in this episode we want to make sure everything's up to scratch with moving people, maybe get more connections between places, and get more cargo connected. That's kind of just going to be the rest of the series at this point, because we can't connect any new places, there aren't any new places to connect. So, we've got a lot going on around here, so we could just click on places, go, there are too many people waiting for these boats, let's get another 3 for example. That's the sort of thing we're going to be doing. Congleton here. We do have a bus route. It's not particularly... A lot of these places keep growing, so the bus routes get a bit less useful. So what we can then do is redo the bus route. So Congleton bus, which by the way is using a really old bus that's absolutely full. We get rid of North Road. So we go, this one goes to the drive, and then it goes round this loop here. There we go, a bit better. We're then going to replace that bus with something not that old, like, I don't know, like the Maz maybe, and get another one as well. Should sort out a bus service. I was thinking the exact same for Filey, which in fact does not have a bus service. It could do with one. It is kind of expanding. It's quite sprawly, mainly because of the presence of industrial buildings. So we're probably going to start reporting that people actually work here, and also fully acknowledge that there's a decent possibility that there could be some more buildings built out here. We go around there. We stop here. We're then going to go up here, round here. Could do with a connection there. That would be nice, helpful. And because that would be nice and helpful, we're just going to build it. There we go. And then we go back into there. Probably doesn't matter where we go down here, because that's on the coast. And then probably one more around there. So we do have a vehicle depot because of the trucks. Actually, since it stops around there, we should probably have one more stop here. It's not the shortest line. We're going to get 3 of these Maz buses. If they would like to be purchased. There we go, new line. There we go. Obviously none of these bus lines are particularly well designed, efficient, optimal, even I can't even bother to perfectly space the bus stops, but they will do. They will connect people. I'm not even sure I could be able to spell them all correctly, but you know what, that's a bus line and that'll do. Port here. Just usually get more on there. Just one Filey to Shoreham maybe. Got these hydrofoils, they don't actually have a great capacity. Trucks here able to cope, not really. Get another 2. Just had a ship pick up a load of stuff there. Some food, yeah. If you got that much waiting, you might need a second ship. So it comes down from there, which that's now maxed out. This train line here, I noticed, was at times getting a bit busy. It's quietened down now a bit, but there was a point where it had more people waiting than this was capacity on the train. Might be the case that when a boat arrives, we have issues. This route here should probably have another boat. I can't remember exactly what type we put on there, but we should get another one anyway. This route has not very well spaced trains, if I'm being honest. Yeah, for this airport here, Enfield to Bolton, get another plane, stuff like that. Right, Bolton. A lot of people waiting on trains. At what point do we start connecting train networks? Yeah, surely that's not that much of a distance. No, that would involve connecting the chaos round here to... up to... how... I mean, yeah, would it be lovely to get a train line around there. We actually need to work on the train tracks around here first, because it works fine, but it is a bit of a mess. And with having a bit of a mess, we're gonna have issues with having to get train tracks around loads of stuff. How many trains are going into here? Actually, a few. We could get a track off there, but it's a bit not easy. We could, I suppose, do a connection like down here to Newcastle. Talking of Newcastle, a lot of fuel here. What point? Actually, didn't we get the better stuff? So if we get... These locomotives are amazing, by the way. We get the new cargo carriages. They currently carry 138. So if we go for 180, with definitely increased capacity. Bolton clearly needs something better. We won't go for a class 87, why not? And if you don't need an absolutely absurdly powerful one, we did just have go for 120 capacity. We got lots of trains around here. Yeah, see why connecting train networks might not actually necessarily make things easier. Anyway, what should we actually... We should do a thing in this episode. We shouldn't just waffle around. Well, we're currently just upgrading these, right? Cargo. So currently carry 200. We're going to carry 300 now. These trains here currently carry 368. We're actually going to take that down to 300. We might start upgrading train lines for a higher speed limit as well. It's going here, that's fine. Right, we need to make something. What are we not producing much of? I mean, we're not sending much over to here, quite frankly. Man for machines, goods. Oh, yeah, this, I guess. Bricks. Where nearby does bricks? I think we did have an idea that this could be used for some of them, because this isn't very busy, quite frankly. So we could send some bricks, or construction material, but let's just call them bricks, down to the harbour. Now, for that, I am just going to mess some stuff up. I'm going to slightly improve this train line, so it goes into a little bit of single track here, which is fine, so not any cargo trains or busy trains running down here, except now there are going to be. So, we are going to... we just delete it to there. Oh, this whole bit is a bit... ugh. Just gonna make a big bridge out of it, I think. Yeah, let's do a little bit of high-speed track, just because I think it looks cool when you build something that's supposed to be new and modern to make it high-speed. I don't know why I'm going for like a big cool bridge, but I kind of am. So, that's just silly actually. Let's do kind of this style of bridge. There we go. There we go. And then it kind of slows down again because it's still wiggly, but... if we were to just build this up, put a few signals down, that will speed up trains, by the way, but it also just gives us a bit more room to work with getting the bricks at the other end of this. So this, we might use the old... I'm not sure why I deleted the tracks, because we might use the old, where the old tracks went. Just get this precise enough. That. And this might be a single track now, but because we moved on the other things, then should have enough space for this. Can't bring that up to a bridge. Let's just, at this point, reclaims. At this point, we may as well just go the whole way and just reclaim enough land to give some proper space, and we may as well just keep it all double track at that point. At this point, at that point. Oh yeah, that should be fine. And then game's being a bit slow today, right? That works fine, and then we can just try to get this to join in. Here. Can we get this to join like that? Yes, we can. At that point, the signals are a bit out of place. Now I've got an autosave, so yeah, everything's going a little bit slowly with building this because the game doesn't want to be fast. But should be that bit, yeah, that makes it more sense, right? And then these signals are probably not needed, and then we're not going to have that many trains running down here. I mean, single track probably would have been fine for that reason, but you've got double now, which is also fine. You're not going to get more platforms in, that's a bit unnecessary. We'll put our signal in there, and that will run down to the harbour. So Bradley Stoke does not actually require any bricks, so it won't benefit them, but hopefully if we go to Bradley Stoke, we go to this platform by default, so it hasn't got other stuff on it. And this is Bradley Stoke bricks, because nothing else is called that. So train depot is, where's it? Yeah, let's just get a more conveniently located train depot. Just put it on the junction here. I want this one. High speed, that will do. This is going to be a bit weird. If I just get it to run straight, that will bend into there and there, which means it can go both directions on the junction. That's a bit weird, but okay, that works. So electric, not the most powerful. We don't need the most powerful thing, that'll do. So you're still quite powerful. And to get down to the harbour, 210, that's probably still also the possibility of overdoing it a bit. So then, harbour, cargo. We've got enough space, I hope, to get boats to New Romney and Horton-le Spring. We have got a bridge plant there, but it's like the most inconvenient location possible. Right, so modular cargo harbour, I like that. I'm not sure there's necessarily a position where we'll be able to cover everything, but we'll put it here because that's close to it, and it's actually a fairly easy location to get stuff in. I don't know why the game is just like, just got like black lines around. So that covers like that area, yeah. We might just want an extra little, doesn't have to be that big, it can be little. One of those, and then we can go 1, 2, see if we go 1, there we go, like that. Get a road down there. What we can do then is, if we deliver tools, we can also get those going round. And talking of tools, that is also what New Romney wants. So if we get this, we don't think there's any way of taking stone, but I think we will tell the ship line don't take stone just because it is actually a distinct possibility it might try to. If we just circle around here with a few stops, it's not the most efficient way of delivering cargo, but it goes round, but it should cover everywhere. So this will go so. New Romney cargo delivery. Do, and then this one as well. 1, 2, 3. 4 ton there. Spring cargo delivery. There we go. Both of those need vehicles. This one. We must have it. Yeah, there we go. Vehicle depot. Probably like 2 of these will do the trick at least for now. Talking of vehicles, bus. That definitely needs more vehicles. Does this place here? No, it's still got very good coverage from the train station. And then you need vehicles on this one. Which more stuff going on here. I get 4. Which I'll still be playing with vehicles, right? And then at what point? So this comes from Bradley Stoke. It's going to go across here. It's going to go. At what point do we just do the same line for both places? I'm all for it, to be honest. It's kind of in a line. Stop off at Horton the Spring first. Or do. Yes, actually, we do stop off at Horton the Spring first, because I've just realised we can make tools there. So, when we get at Bradley Stoke, I'm going to say no loading stone. And I'm going to say no. Do I say no unloading tools? Where are we getting tools from? Oh, we're getting it from the sharing of goods that happens with this. So, in order to promote that, we're going to make it also be allowed to pick up tools here to take to New Romney and back around the loop. So, this is Horton the Spring and New Romney. This might need quite a few boats, but I'm less worried about doing this the most efficient way possible because we have enough money right now. So, boat depot cargo. It's a capacity of 1,000. It's mainly I'm looking at like how many compartments stuff has. So that, for example, the Axalp has 4 different compartments, which is the most useful to have as many compartments as possible, because that means we can carry 4 different types of cargo at once, 55 of each. So we're going to anticipate demand on this route and get 4, and that's probably still not going to be enough, but that's fine. And then we're going to get this set up, so it kind of is going to do a repetitive back and forward. Okay, ideas. That there. If we extend it back a bit, which we don't need to, we can cover both of those right now. So, if we just go to here, and then set up another route, which goes from there to there. Right, so, this, from here to here, will take logs to there. It will then take planks back for the tools, because that connects, and then it will also take tools down to here. So that is... I'm going to call it Horton the Spring Wood, because tools I'll do when it's that one. I hate how to spell out Horton the Spring with all of these, but I guess kind of what has to be done. Is it on? Just make sure it's on the other platform to see that. Yes, it is. Could be picking up. So, we could also use this setup to bring stuff to this town. It's not actually a particularly difficult thing, because these boats can deliver food and machines, because they're already coming over here, quite frankly. Maybe not food, but we could bring food over to the shipping network around here, and then that can go back as long as we do a connection there. So that is Horton Spring Tools, and then I guess if we were to put a truck unload stock down like here, does that cover everything? Yeah, good enough. If we did that there, should use both, so should the other one. That is then this place. Cargo delivery, there we go. Let's make sure this one uses both platforms here and at the other one. Right, so road depot. We're going to be relying quite heavily on these. The big bulky one, we're going to get 12 vehicles on, in fact, is this one. The other ones are shorter and maybe lower demand, so we're going to get 5 on this one, and we're going to get 2 on the last one over here. But lots going on in here. It's this bow. I think it is right that it would go there, then back. But there's going to be a lot of demand on this. Right, so food. We can produce food here, quite frankly. We need to bring it to one of the hubs. Well, if we go down to there, and then back to this, we're going to call it a hub here. Okay, we might want another couple of platforms. Maybe some extra length. Just cause it's going to be a big hub now. But if we stick another road out this, we can then go whizzing up to here, which that's kind of awkward to get a road round to there, isn't it? Gosh. I think it is possible. Yeah, like that, and then we pick up. Let's get the length back on. There we go. Pick up here. And then we drop off here. Right, so that goes from there to there. And then drop off there, and we're going to restrict it to 3 and 4 only on the way back. It's going to drive through here. Hopefully that doesn't cause too much traffic. But yeah, because it's going out the side, we don't want it to be doing loop-de-loops around everything. So that is... There we go, and then, yeah, there's going to be so much cargo transport going on around here. You could also connect up these roads. So that we also go for like 10 vehicles, I think. Let's do some road upgrades. Let's just do a road like this. And we'll also connect this up, right. It doesn't work with that size, we'll go for the smaller one, but we're still not going to have to use dirt roads because those were a bit silly. We'll go into here, there we go. And then we can go all the way up with this actually, and then into there, there we go. Better. They're going to have to wait for trains here, they're going to have to wait for trains less, given that these can go down there. But yeah, this is going to be great cargo production setup. Yeah. What point do we make it stop back off here? I think we do. It's a bit of a weird route, but given we'd need all 3 combinations, I think, yeah, this is the best we're going to do, given this is New Romney to Bradley Stoke. It's pretty much a straight line that goes via Horton Spring, so we should do it. I'm thinking we might have even more demand on this. So, if we just await all our trucks to do what they need to do, they do their magic. This train line here, have we got high speed trains yet? Proper high speed, yeah. Do we want proper high speed? I mean, what are they currently there? 132, they're not the best. You could. These are quite long. I haven't got the more multiple unit variance mod, have I? These are 203 meters. They are not the most powerful. These are quite powerful, they're just way too long. Not way too... Yeah, they are actually, aren't they? Is this 240 or 1... This is... You get tracks 160. So you need to have trains less than 160. If we... I mean, these are very powerful. These are... Also... this is way too bunched up. Right, if we just go to the depot, we can see... Can we be doing any better? I might need to get a bit more modded. These are also quite powerful, and we've not got any better carriages. If we add more carriages, we're not exceeding length. So, and we could add one more train. They're kind of mostly getting used for going to the airport from Staines, to be honest, but at what point do we essentially get a train kind of bridge tunnel setup to go through Sunderland and then kind of do a like three-way junction here? I don't know. It might happen though. That's kind of... I think I might get more train stuff installed on this because I was kind of not really preparing to do trains as much. Anyway, what point? So this is not producing yet. That is now producing. They're now getting stuff. They're not getting stuff delivered there yet. So let's just make sure. This okay. Tools from the Spring North. Make sure I can use all platforms. Same with wood. This might get a bit busy here. I wonder at what point do we send a bypass road round here? Oh, there's a tunnel on this road. I didn't realise that. What point do we send a bypass road round? Yeah, that'll just help some stuff. But that's kind of cool how there's a tunnel there. I'm all for it. If that's what the most efficient way for the road to go across the landscape is, then I'm quite happy for it to do that. Yeah. Is that the first grain delivery? Yeah. Are we slowly starting to get stuff building up here? Yeah. I expect. Because Bradley Stoke goods comes from here. Which might get more. At the same time, because that's now good. Yeah, Newcastle Plastic, this kind of whole loop here. That. Essentially. So that. I'm going to make that. Do use different road. Let's upgrade all these roads first. Okay, so that makes it use this road in both directions, which is better. I might then flip that again by upgrading this, yeah. But I don't like it doing that. This is also not particularly long. Okay, I'm gonna make everything go mad. There we go, 2 platforms each side. I'm gonna rotate it in this direction. Let's make it go like there near the junction. Right, 4 platforms. Oh, we need the road access on this side as well. And just go in there. Go in there. Right, so we're using the same. We're all using the same platform. So plastic. Yeah, that's fine. 2, 3, 4. This one, on the other hand. So let's just make it use the other side by default. So there should be less on this. I'm also just going to quite frankly get rid of this road, which I deleted that wrong by. I didn't connect this back up. So I can delete backwards, there we are. So I could make a bridge here. This should hopefully lead to better cargo delivery. Yeah, this goes in this way, that goes in that way. That It's very busy. We'll get the bigger trucks on that. Castle plastic, that does take steel, which it's not supposed to do. It's not supposed to. So no loading steel. There. That is causing more backlogs on this. Right, so Bradley Stoke will get a bit, but I think to help it, we could get trains from one of these hubs also around to Bradley Stoke. Widners, you're busy. They are, I think, 200 capacity. Do you know, are we trying to go for... Yeah, the length to be 160, or do we just go for 240 capacity, whatever length is? I hope they can fit. These train lines are busy. Another train. Another train, hopefully that's fine. But yeah, we could get a line round to Bradley Stoke from one of these, except the train tracks don't really connect that well. From here or from here, we would need to... I mean, the easiest way would be to essentially cut a train line across here, which could be done. Essentially, I mean, these roads here are like it's like the perfect shape to connect up the train lines. Yeah, we would have to redo the signals. Yeah, this isn't ideal. Bring it off right there. It's like when it stopped bending around there. Let's bring it off. Try bringing it off there. There we go. I think we're gonna. Actually, no, we can still have that signal. It's fine because I'm not usually going to be waiting there. Yeah, we're going to delete some buildings, but that's fine. There we go. And then, yeah, see this depot junction here might need to be redone a bit. Make that train go move a bit. So that pretty much can just flow into here nicely. Should be able to. Let's actually do the inner one first. Just make sure it can do the junction okay. There we go, and there. And we can... Essentially the depot track doesn't want to connect. But we can make it go round to here. We can bring it round to here, and then like cut across maybe, or round to there, and can also go round to there, and can also go out straight, but kind of like do a bit of a bend so we can get it across here. Okay, so this is a bit of a mad junction, so we're just going to do entering there, yeah. So, oops. Okay, it's just, what we'll do is we'll just do a signal both directions to each side, and then we'll do an extra signal set in here. Could do a third train line using another platform there. That would be a bit weird though. And you can do a signal leaving the depot. Don't know if this train knows what it's doing. Now, can you do what it's... Wow! Okay, that's better. Right. But if we do that, we can then run a train line up into here. There are many, many train lines running up here. Which... hopefully there's not too much congestion. Hopefully can do a train line from here. If we default it to 7, and then we can default the coal line to 8. We can then send that down to Bradley Stoke. So we're connecting up essentially two major. Oh, did the wrong platforms here. We're connecting up two major cargo hubs essentially. So we're just going to do, it's Bolton to Bradley Stoke Cargo, I think we'll call it. And then just going to flip the coal onto platform 8 by default, mainly because that's one it's the exclusive user of. And then train depot, we know exactly which one we're using, and we're using this. We're doing this to transfer boxcar goods. We'll get 2 of them on the line. Hopefully they didn't go to the same place at the same time. See, that one's going to Bolton, which means I'm hoping the other one, if we were being good, that would go to Bradley Stoke. It still wants to go to Bolton. What if I just delete this track as soon as this train's gone through? What does it do then? There we go, better. And then we can get the track back in again, of course, but then that's now they're going one each way. Right, and it's going to be a major cargo transfer route, that. What's this doing? This is busy now. So whole setup is a bit weird. So we're at 1189. What's that trying to send? Should be able to get enough vehicles for that. What is the rate including? I don't know. Oh, have we got backlogs here? Not really. Are all of these full? Fuel ones aren't. These are, but like, I suppose that's now getting emptied out pretty quickly. Okay, yeah, this is also going to be a pretty busy junction and double track line. Hey, is this getting good demand for this? Yeah, maybe. This line should be. I'm anticipating it getting very busy, but it might take a while. This needs more trucks. Or better distribution, maybe. This. Do we need more road vehicles on this? Maybe. Just getting stuck in. Oh. That's why nothing's moving on that route. Maybe we didn't need more vehicles then. Yeah, so this. It's managing. Is this getting nothing yet? Consumers. Nothing for literally over there. Which is a little bit surprising. Is it like coming all the way over from here? So to be fair, yeah, it is. To be fair, this is not full. This might need an upgrade, this train. Need a slight upgrade. We might at some point need to upgrade that train line as well. Yeah, at what point is this in need of an upgrade? I reckon it might be quite soon. The way we're going to do it is literally just run 2 lines for cargo, 2 lines for passengers. Have to redo this junction a bit, but I reckon we can do that. Yeah, I reckon that's already necessary, so. What space have we got through here? Can we run an additional line through there if we got rid of the signal? Should be able to. We might not be able to get another additional line though. So we probably need to go for the one on this side. We should just get rid of it. We're going to mess a lot of stuff up. Hopefully the result is a better system. So tracks here, 2 tracks there. That's going to connect differently, that's going to connect differently. That's going to connect differently. I'm going to redo Faversham Station as well. And the signals are all going to work differently. And this junction's going to work differently as well. If we just... Also, we should be building this all at 100-mile-an-hour limit, 'cause now we can send trains up that fast. That's another thing. We'll get back to that later, but yeah. What we're going to do here is do this. And then this is going to come up onto a bridge here in order to serve this, and then we're going to have another track come off this at 100. It's not going to go up. Make sure it stays at 100. There we go. That should work. Just realised how... No, it's not going to work either. It's going to need a... No, it's going to work. Because we're changing which directions the train line's going. Right. That's fine. Because this is no longer going to be the train line for that direction. And then... it's going to get messed up. If we just use a different type of bridge, that does work. Right, good. We send it to there, that works. That works. Wonderful. Now, the reason we're doing it this way round is essentially because we're just going to redo this so that... Just cut it back. We've got 3 cargo platforms, 2 cargo platforms, 3 passenger platforms. We'll leave the town back a bit, which is probably not the best thing, but they'll cope. So we want another track there, which will go like that. This one will go like that. This one will go like, yeah, why not? Just do it like that. And then this will go up to here. And hopefully this can connect smoothly. Fairly smoothly. There we go. Good. That can go under the bridge, which is nice. Upgrade the other lines to this. And then do a nice crossover here for these two, because it's just 2 platforms, that's easy. And then this we will do a crossover like here. Actually, I know what we'll do. Let's just get this drawn out like this. We'll do a crossover. If this works, hopefully. No, it's not working. We'll try to get a crossover that works here, which might not be the easiest job. Do we need to go shorter? I don't know. Okay, that works, and then this can then go into there, into there. There we go. It's going to mess up everything now. Could be the last thing that kind of messes up everything. But yeah, we're going to need to remove signals down here. Going to need to reset stuck trains. It's going to be a nightmare to do everything. So that goes that way, that goes that way. Goes that way, that goes that way. Gonna be an interesting job, this. I think at this point might just cut to when I can actually finish this. So I'm gonna have to keep talking through all the annoying stuff I'm doing. Right, so we are back and everything is working very well. We have our different train lines. We've got the quad track, we've got a few random crossovers which I was just using to get to unstick trains. But everything should be working well. Can we get more buildings on this station, maybe? That might help stuff. Can make that train slightly longer. See, your current rate is... Oh no, rate should be good enough, that's fine. But yeah, we've got... It's all a bit smoother. There's still a bit of stoppy-starty. Because this has to merge in here when there's a bit of traffic jam right now. But yeah, viaduct here. Or bridge, or whatever one you want to call it for the passenger trains. Just to separate them from some of these junctions. It comes back in on the approach to Bolton. Which they do have to do some crossing over cargo trains here, but they don't always have to. Like if they're coming in and going into this platform like the yellow line, they have to cross over. If they're coming out of one on this side, they can go right up. And it all goes into this system here. And so everything is working wonderful, but then I'm just realising, first of all, this route's busy, but I suppose all the trains are on their way back. Just looking down to Bradley Stoke and thinking that it's not that bad right now, but sometimes it can get a bit congested. This is not incredibly well designed for loads of trains, quite frankly. At the moment it's alright, there's another passenger coming down, but if we get loads coming down it might get a bit interesting. But yeah, I think we should end the episode there. We've got lots of cargo waiting around for loads of different routes, which we can work with. This is producing more. This should get more more truck delivery, hopefully. Although it is a little bit constrained by this. Which if we just did this, we could just get another platform for this Bolton branch. And then we can get the buildings back in, if necessary. But yeah, let's just do that. But overall it's been quite successful, I think, this episode. We've got a lot going on though, with trains. And one last thing before we end the episode. I've noticed we've got unlocked new trains. One modded train I have got, the Javelin. Go the AC version. It's not too long, we could even go for a double unit. Although I'll probably just go for single, because that's already quite good capacity. Goes up to 140, it's very powerful, I think. Just check. It's good, apparently. You might not need this many trains now, but yeah, they're probably a good train to run this route. With a lot of passengers waiting now, we might even be able to go back down below 4 trains again, but yeah, let's see. This is not getting anything extra. Solihull, in fact, is getting nothing. Staines does not get much either. We could fix those. But this place here is still not getting anything. Probably because so much time's being paused. This is getting a bit of stuff. So is this place. But yeah, maybe. We need to give it some more time for... Well, yeah, let's just... Maybe it's more of a matter of the ships are a bit bunched up. Yeah, if we go for this one, we could just unbunch them a bit. This is this route here, Bradley Stoke Port. We're gonna like unbunch them to make sure they're at least 4 minutes apart, each port, which it will take its time to work, but A, that means we can increase the frequency a bit and still ignore this, and it'll still be fine, and B, that's like, it's not perfect unbunching, but it just spaced them out a bit. But then again, at this point they are all going to be sitting around for a bit. But yeah, hopefully we can get some boats to come and pick up the load of cargo, because yeah, we have a lot waiting to go over. Probably a fair bit of stuff coming back, and yeah, got a load of goods coming down here. Those are all going to want to go back over. So yeah, we've got a lot going on, but I'm pleased with the improvements of this train line. Even if... What's happening here? Oh, we're waiting for one train, so like every train is stopped. Oh, because I put a signal there. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know, usually... I mean, as long as we can clear this, that signal there should be fine, but... If we just go for a signal there and there, then we can probably get in another set, like, here and here. Yeah, it's that kind of merge onto this line, which is not the easiest. sometimes results in a bit of queuing. So this can then move in. Right, yep. Let's leave the episode for here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.